Hey, brand babies, this is your ghetto country brand mother. And in today's episode, we're going to talk about branding and the failure rate. Yes, I'm going to tie that shit together because one of the things that pisses me off more than anything is the high rate of business failures. And while some of it, go ahead and own your part in it, you fucked up, you did some raggedy shit and all of that, there are other things at play that people don't want to talk about. Or they don't talk about, or maybe they just didn't fucking think of it. I don't know, ain't my business. But right now, today, we gonna talk about that shit. One of the reasons why I do what I do is because I am tired of seeing businesses go out of business. And being a former restaurant owner and understanding the struggle of that shit, it's like everything. I promise you. Even when I was kind of looking up some stuff for today's episode, everything most of the time points to not having enough capital. And yeah, there are some dumbasses that go out there and think that they can start a business on $10 and all that shit, but we ain't talking about them. We ain't talking to them. But there is a level of insincerity in that. Because even if I have enough capital, this is what ends up happening. You know what? I'm going to start a business today. What's I'm going to do? You get all of these great ideas, you do all of this planning, and maybe it is a fucking great idea. Maybe it just sucks, but you know what? I'm just messing with y'all. But if it's a good idea and you plan and you do all of the things right, you know the help you'll get. The help you'll get is from organizations like the SBA and the SBDC and all of these other people who are so generously helping you fill out paperwork, get EIN numbers, get your stuff together. And then what they end up doing is they have you jump over to marketing. Being a brand person now, I see all kind of shit wrong with that. It's just not right. Because if I'm short on capital, and you know I'm starting out short on capital, but then you tell me to spend all my money on marketing, what the fuck am I marketing? How am I supposed to let folks know that, you know what, I'm the greatest thing since gravy? Y'all ain't gonna get nothing better. You get out here and you do all the things. And what you end up feeling like is a salesperson instead of a business owner. You end up feeling like a salesperson instead of a brand leader and a business leader. And because you feel some type of way, you don't know how to talk about your shit. No one ever told you how to talk about your shit. They told you to market it, but damn it, can you help a sister out and tell me how am I supposed to do that? Oh, well, you go get a website and you post on social media and you do all these great things and it's going to work for you. That's a daggone lie. Okay? So, who's at fault? Is it the people that never knew that there needed to be a bridge between when you started your business and when you decided to market your business? Now everybody's coming out and telling you, oh, a brand is more than a logo and is more than this, that. And... Okay, why you didn't tell me that shit before? I know it's not a fucking logo, but I still don't know how to talk about my business. I still feel fake as fuck when I'm out here trying to make this money. Nobody gives a shit except, you know what? Folks are trying to make more money. Now, yes, I'm not excluding myself from that. It's like, yes, I charge for my shit. But because I see the gap in the marketplace between, you know what, starting a business and marketing, been through this entrepreneurial journey a few times, I see and I recognize the things that are what I consider flaws in the system. I don't give a fuck what they say. It's, yeah, not my business. But I see flaws in the system and how we go about starting our business, especially as solopreneurs. When I started my last business with my husband, yeah, we were doing that together. So it wasn't nearly as scary. But when I stuck my foot out here as a solopreneur, when I decided to do my own damn thing, it's like, okay, my husband had to, I love my husband. Y'all don't get it twisted. I love my husband. But he's trying to give me advice on how to run my business. And y'all, I'm not even going to go down that road, but it was not well received. I'll put it like that. And then you have other people telling you how to run your business who never had a business. But, oh, that's such a great idea. Oh, you need to go sell that. How do you sell it? Nobody's talking about how to build your brand from a perspective. And now we're on this new kick about, oh, you need to humanize the brand. Have y'all noticed how much big companies are not putting their features and all that stuff and all the benefits out anymore? What they're trying to do is they're trying to make you feel some kind of way. So instead of actually talking about the tennis shoes, they're talking about the people in your community, or making you think they're in your community that wear the tennis shoes. They never even go to the point of, you know what, we selling this thing. It's because they're trying to grab hold of your heart. So if big businesses see the benefit of humanizing some shit, how much more beneficial is it for you, the human, to make that shit happen? But how do you make that happen? Nobody wants to be told that their shit's not good. I'm sorry. I know I sound mean a lot of times. I hear myself. Don't think that I don't. But it's just, you know what? I wasn't raised to punk out on shit. And so when I see people doing this to themselves, it kind of gets me. But anyway, that's not what we're talking about. I see so many of you guys out here. Some of y'all just need to stop. You don't need to be in business. I'm just going to put it like that. Whether you're listening to me, whether you like me, don't like me, I don't give a fuck. But some of you guys should just not be in business. Because a lot of times when you're just chasing money, if you don't chase money the right way, you're not going to make no money. And I know there's a lot of struggle and a lot of hustle out here because folks aren't being paid fairly. But babies, I promise you, trying to sell something that you weren't meant to sell, trying to brand something that you don't even have a fucking brand for, oh my gosh, it's so not a good use of your time. I'll put it that way. But if you're going to go out here and you're going to start this thing, then what do? When people tell you, oh, the reason your business failed in 2 years, 5 years, whatever, 20%, 40%, 60%, oh, half y'all gonna be gone by year 5 at 65%. And we look at those statistics and we get discouraged. And so we struggle. And then we get into that whole hustle and grind mode. And it's fucking not what you're supposed to do. If you're trying to get paid for something you enjoy, trust and believe all this different nonsense that's all this different stuff that's coming at you is going to suck the joy out of it. Because along with that joy of what you're doing, especially as a solopreneur, baby, you got to do the books, you got to do the branding, you got to do the marketing, you got to do the sales, you got to do the invoicing, you got to do the schmoozing, you got to do all that shit. And so there's all these different hats you got to put on and take off. And then they're going to tell you, oh, your problem was you didn't have enough capital. Like I said, depending on your business, and there are a lot of service-based businesses out there now. And there's really no capital startup for them. So if I already have my computer and I already have my shit and I'm calling myself a coach of some kind, then what does that mean for my business? I didn't need a whole lot of capital. I had a process and all this kind of stuff. Hopefully you had a process if you're going to coach somebody. But I had a process and all these different things. And still, I went out of business within a year, within 2 years, within 5 years. So it wasn't a capital issue. Okay, I started a restaurant. And I got great reviews. And people loved my food. And I was making money. But I still went out of business. There's something wrong there, you guys. I'm sorry. It is not a lack of capital as the only thing. Because like if you're going to do this thing, trust and believe. I now believe that branding is a missing piece. And I'm not talking about the visual shit that makes you look pretty and all that kind of stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, you know what? There's something more to this. There's something behind the scenes. There's some type of eyes behind the curtain that folks have not even begun to address. And what I see now, and maybe is I tell you, y'all, I tell you all the time, I'm 57 fucking years old. And maybe I'm old school, but I see folks out here pointing and dancing and doing trends and trying to be content creators, and it does nothing for your business. For me, Now, it may be some youngsters out there that think, you know what? Dancing and pointing has got me clients. It's doing the damn thing. She don't know what the fuck she talking about. You might be right. And if it's working for you, then bravo, baby, bravo. Hip, hip, hooray. But if you're going to go after certain people, the problem is not your capital. The problem is not your marketing. It's the branding that you didn't do to get to the marketing. And then there's also the part, you know what? Sweetie, you know how to do what you do well, but you don't know how to run a business. And so you have to learn how to run a business. Oh God. I can't even get it out. I'm going to get it out, y'all. I'm going to get it out. Okay, I was kind of ragging on the SBDC earlier. But even at that, they are a good service. If you need them, go and take advantage of them. It's free. It's usually on somebody's junior college campus. I don't know if they call them community college, whatever they call them now. But they're on those campuses. And so I went to one of their events earlier this week. Whenever I went to one of their events. Damn it, it's Sunday. I went to their event last week. Anyway, it was supposed to be telling people how to brand. And it was run by a woman who had her own marketing agency. Okay, nothing wrong with that. But then there was a young man in the front. Yeah, I'm so sorry. My shit keep going off, but you know, notifications are what they are. We all got them. But there was a young man sitting up in the front, and he wanted to tell everybody how to do their business. Now, to give you some context, he's sitting in the front, I'm in the third row, the woman's up at the front talking with her slides and all that kind of stuff. And so she went around the room and she asked people, like, what are you struggling with in your marketing? And one of the struggles I personally have in marketing is I always overthink that shit. It's just that's my thing. I'm getting better at it, but you know what? I overthink it. That was my thing. But he had a solution, supposedly, for everyone in the room. Dude does video. And I'm not hating on that. But you do video. But the woman over here says she sells some type of pecans. She's in 5 stores. And he's trying to tell her how to do her packaging. Really? How is that your business? She didn't even say that's her struggle. She's in 5 stores. You're sitting here telling me that you're trying to get your point across to some 9-figure business dudes that hired you. All right. Now y'all call me crazy. You saying that you got dudes that are making 9 figures. You sitting here at an SBDC meeting, SBDC meeting with your Donald Miller book. Trying to tell the rest of us how to do our business. Something is not right with that shit. Okay. But he is a prime example of people that, you know what? Dude, you're struggling your damn self, but you're trying to tell other people how to get out of their struggle. And a lot of times our struggle is ours, but we need to figure out, you know what, what's going to best serve me. And best serving me is not sitting here listening to you trying to tell me I need to do this and I need to do that. That's some bullshit. But understanding that you know what, capital is not always the problem, sweetie. Government entities need to understand that. What is it that you really want to do? How is it that you really want to do it? But you have to get some business sense to go along with your talent. You have to understand that, you know what, at this point, when I start my business, I want y'all, first of all, stop calling yourself a business owner. Stop calling yourself a small business. You're a fucking business. Stop talking about hustle and grind mode. You are a fucking business. But then I want you to step into the role of what you were created to be. If you're going to do the damn thing, you're a business leader and you're a brand leader. And sometimes you got to learn how to lead. And I'm not talking about the boss up shit. Sweetie, I know how to be a boss and I know how to lead. 2 different things, in case y'all didn't know. Bossing up, hell, my daughter is bossy, please. That chick is 15 years old and she's been bossy since she was 9. I'm going to share something with y'all. When we had our restaurant, we hired our daughter. She was 9 years old. She was a cashier. But we also incorporated her into the business. We told her she owned 10%. And as the boss, you know what? Whenever somebody else falls short, you got to step the fuck up. All right, no, I didn't use the word fuck with a 9-year-old. Don't get twisted. But anyway, so we told her she was in charge of anybody that was under the age of 19. We only had one employee that was under the age of 19. This bossy ass chick, I promise you, she rode his ass like Zorro. We had to tell her to stop bossing him around. Stop telling him what to do. You know what she did? She went and drew it on the walk-in fridge and said, Eric, come look at this. That's boss shit. That is boss shit. But leading people takes, you know what? You're going to lead them to their greatness. And you're not going to be afraid of it. I'm not afraid of nobody, none of my clients outpacing me. That means I did a fucking great job. But there are so many people out here that thinks, oh, well, I can't get any help because they're going to steal my idea. Sweetheart, you probably stole the idea already. Oh, goodness. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm gonna take it back. No, I'm not. Shit. But there is nothing new under the sun. The only thing that's new is you. And if you don't understand how to run your business, sweetheart, you need to get an education. And there's more to everything that you're supposed to bring to this game that's going to help you not fail. Because it all goes back to the failure rate. If you're too hard-headed to take advice, good advice, relevant advice, then yeah, you're probably going to fail. If you're too busy looking at accounting but not looking at financials, then yeah, sweetie, I'm sorry. You're probably going to fail. There are so many other pieces to this thing that we need to know. You need to step up and lead. You need to lead your business and you need to lead your brand. You need to stop counting on, you know what, I'm just going to figure it out. And all y'all, I'm going to say it like this, all y'all motherfuckers out there saying, I did it by myself. No, you didn't. You didn't. Because if you did it by yourself, you wouldn't have needed that book you read. You wouldn't have needed the Google information that you got. You wouldn't have needed the videos you looked at. That's the epitome of not doing it by yourself. Yeah. Anyway, failure rates are what they are because you know what? Sometimes we just need to learn some shit. And sometimes we just need to, you know what? I'm not meant to be a business owner. I have a cousin. I think she would make an amazing business owner, but only if she has a partner to handle the administrative side. She has phenomenal skills and all of these things. But because I'm that person that I see business when I promise you, I see business and I see brands. That's how I look at people with their gifts, talents, and abilities. It's just how I do. I'm not saying everybody has to listen to me. It's just me. But if you're going to be out here and you want to do this stuff and you don't want to be one of those statistics of the failure rate, what is it that you truly need? Like I said, I know for me, I know a lot of y'all need to get branding. But then I also know that some of you need to get some business edification. You need to understand how to run a business. You need to learn how to look at things through a business lens so that you can lead it. You need to learn how to forecast. You need to know how to budget. If you're going to look at your brand, you need to know how to build your architecture. There's all these different things. And like I said, I know I'm giving you a lot. I know. And I'm talking to the solopreneurs because solopreneurs are doing all this shit on their own. But baby, I promise you, it's doable. You just can't try to do it on the scale that everybody else. They're showing you all these corporate examples. You're not a corporation yet. I don't give a fuck if you did fill out the paperwork. You're not. But you are a person with abilities. You are a person with drive. You are a person that you want to be liberated and free from all the bullshit. You're a risk taker because otherwise you would not be in business. But you need to take calculated risk to avoid the failure rate, to beat the failure rate. You have to understand, you know what? I need to know this better. And some of you, like I say, the capital is running short because you're spending it on advertising when you should be spending it on education. You need to take in what you don't know. I saw something the other day. It's like, we're not looking for lifelong learners. We're looking for a risk taker. Bullshit. Sweetie, one of the things I know and I don't even know if it's an age thing, but if I'm going to continue to serve my people well, the people that come to me for help, I got to keep learning shit. I got to stay up to date in what's going on. Now, whether I transition or pivot into that thing is my choice. But even when I make that choice, it's like, you know what? This does not work for me. And then you explain, based on your brand, why it's not. But to sit up here and say that you don't want to learn anymore, or thinking that you know enough, and especially in this day and age of this bullshit, oh, you just need to be one step ahead and then you charge them. Ugh, yeah, that. Ugh, I'm gonna rein it in. I'm gonna rein it in. But you need to know the things that you don't know. Telling yourself that failure is not an option is not the same as not making it a fucking option. If you're going to be out here and you're going to do the damn thing, if you're going to be a success, if you're going to grow your business beyond being a solopreneur to being an entrepreneur, and I only make that distinction from going from a business of one to a business of many. That's the only distinction I'm making between solopreneur and entrepreneur. But if you're trying to get to that entrepreneurial level, when you're trying to grow and scale, part of the thing is you have to know what you don't know. And everything that you need to know is not going to come for free. You can Google, you can YouTube, you can do all the things. But until you learn how to take all of that stuff you just got for free and apply it to your business the right way, then it's not going to do you any fucking good. We all go out and learn shit. But the thing you got to learn when you're learning is, how does this work for me? How does this make me grow? How does this make me better? Because I saw what it did for her and I love what it did for her. But that shit don't work for me. I know I need the same information, but I need to process it how I process it. They only took 3 days to process it. You might need fucking 30 days. The failure rate is not meant for you. The failure rate should not impact you. The failure rate should not concern you when you're doing what you need to do to grow and scale your business for you. It's very personal. And and like I said, we're talking about humanizing brands and getting rid of toxic businesses. Sweetheart, you are the human behind the brand. Y'all know, and I'll say it because evidently I didn't say it today, but y'all know I don't believe that I am my brand bullshit. Brands are an asset. Brands make you money. So, I forgot what the fuck I was going to say. Outside of wanting y'all to be great and to beat the failure rate and the statistics of it all, it's a whole ass situation. But the thing about it is, you have to know what works best for you. How can you best apply the information that you learn, even the free shit? And then when free is not working, sweetheart, be bold enough to invest in an education. And I'm not talking that 4-year shit. I did the 4-year shit. That's fine. It has its purpose. But there are things out here that you can learn. And oh my goodness. Not be that person that says, you know what, they can't tell me nothing. Can't nobody tell me nothing. That's the only part of that song I know. You know what? I'm going to wrap this shit on up because I'm about to lose my crackers. But, like I said, I do what I do as a brand strategist and a branding person because I want to beat the failure rate. And not me personally. I want to help others beat the failure rate. I did really well when we had our restaurant. Turning that into a multi-million-dollar brand when I barely knew shit all about the restaurant business. Yeah, it's a feather in my cap. But watching others struggle through some of the same stuff that I struggle through because people are telling them, oh, get on social media. Okay, how should you get on social media? If you're not being strategic about that shit, then you know what? All you're doing is posting. And especially for my restaurant folks, posting food all the damn time I promise you, your food looks great. It looks lovely. I am hungry as hell, but you way across the fucking America. I can't do shit about that. So if you're going to be strategic about your stuff, how can you make that better? How about if you're being local, then you're tagging local. You're doing something strategic to make people like, you know what? Y'all need to come talk to me. There's things behind your brand that you can do, because your brand, like I said, especially in the food industry, your brand is more than what you cook. And I know how arrogant cooks can be, and pit masters and all that kind of stuff. Yes, my husband is a pit master. But I understand the I'm sorry, y'all, but I understand the arrogance behind it. My husband needs to be praised for his food. He wants people to enjoy his food. That's his love language. But when you're doing it as a business, how do you brand that shit? How do you turn it into something? Do you just get on and say, oh, come meet me where I am? That worked with Kogi Barbecue back when they took over Twitter and turned their whole dynamic into, you know what, follow us here. But it's not like that anymore. People were following all of the food trucks, and now there's so many food trucks, it's like, okay, I can wait, they'll come back. And so now a lot of those food trucks have failed because they try to follow an old model. The one thing I want you guys to remember, that businesses mature. They do. They grow old just like everything else. But how you ride that wave of maturity makes a difference in how long your brand will last, how long your business will last. Restaurants are near and dear to my heart because I see so many mom and pop places going out of business. Coaching is dear to my heart because I remember the struggles I had in coaching. I can tell you all the things that I've done in writing books and doing this and doing that, and my struggle through all of them. And when I go back and I look at what I do now, a lot of it is, you know what, we're marketing shit that we have not branded. So it never sells. And then you have people saying, oh, when you write a book, your book is just your calling card. It's to get you the speaking engagements and do all of that, so you can say you have a bestseller. Who the fuck can't sell a bunch of books at 99 cents? I'm not impressed. But if you market that book in such a way that, you know what, it does more than make you 99 cents or end up on a bestseller. It actually stands for something that you believe in, and then you branded yourself as an author. You don't sell the book. It's different. All right, I'm going to get off my soapbox, y'all, because y'all know I love you. I really do. But I want y'all to check what you're doing, because I don't want you to be one of those statistics. I don't want you in that next go around of things they put out, because I think the last one that they had out there was from 2020. Hell, everybody got fucked up in 2020. Nevertheless, if you have greatness in you, then trust and believe. I believe in that greatness. How you brand that greatness needs to be a thing. Stop jumping from paperwork to marketing. Stop backing into your brand and letting your clients tell you what the fuck to do. Be strategic about your shit. So, until then, 5, bullshit happens, so suck it up. 4, your voice is important, so speak up. 3, you make the world a more beautiful place, so show up. 2, life is good, so buck up. And 1, I love you and ain't a damn thing you can do about it, so shut the fuck up. Peace and hair grease, y'all. I'm out.